Joe Biden and the Democrats, one big joke.
Before we get into this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. So, Rama, how was your new year going so far? Good, we hope. It's been tough, hasn't it? Lots of us have woken up and smelled the roses. And some of us smelled coffee instead. But all of us have realized how quickly time's rushing past. You're that much closer to retirement and that much closer to not earning. But in the meantime, you've got some catching up to do, huh? With crypto and the markets risky right now, and inflation running over 8%, where are you going to put your money to keep up and beat it? You might want to talk to an expert from Noble Gold and run through the options of keeping your money safe. No pressure, no hassle, and no call center. And this month, Noble Gold is gifting away a 1/10 ounce solid gold American Eagle coin with any qualifying plan that you start. So just speak to someone who knows what they're talking about for once. Now, how good would that feel? And all you got to do is call 877-646-5347, or you can visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That is noblegoldinvestments.com. Now, let's get to this video.
Canada and our allies will defend democracy. We are taking these actions today to stand against authoritarianism. The people of Ukraine, like all people, must be free to determine their own future. We will continue working with our international partners to safeguard Ukraine's territorial integrity and prevent further Russian aggression.
Do you think you may have underestimated Putin?
Joe Biden and the Democrats, one big joke. Americans get to laugh while we still can in tonight's preamble. Let's start with Joe Biden, the man who has ushered in war in Eastern Europe because of his weak mind and even weaker character.
And I've read most of everything he's written. Did you read I shouldn't, I'm not being a wise guy. Cecilia Vega, ABC. We saw a flagrant violation of international law. A flagrant violation of international law. We're going to impose major, and we're going to impair their ability to compete in high-tech 21st century economy. Acts of mass civil disobedience. He's going to say, oh my God, these sanctions are coming, I'm going to stand down.
Good grief.
We're going to stunt the ability to finance and grow the Russian military. The consequences for America. God bless the people of a free and democratic Ukraine. Free and democratic Ukraine. May God protect our troops.
Biden was trying his hand at stand-up comedy in 2019 when he told America this knee slapper.
Because Putin knows if I am president of the United States, his days of tyranny and trying to intimidate the United States and those in Eastern Europe are over. I'm going to stand up to him. He's a bully, just like the president. And I know he doesn't want me to be president, but to tell you what, when I'm president, things are going to change.
Oh, yeah, they changed. Pee Wee Herman wouldn't be intimidated by Joe Biden. Yet Biden claimed Putin would back down in his august presence.
Did anybody tell you that this is the private club of the Satan's helpers?
Nobody hit me to that, dude.
I know, if that doesn't cause projectile fluid to fly out of your nose due to laughter, I don't know what will. Indeed, the exact opposite is true about Biden intimidating Putin. The approach to Putin from President Trump was strength, markedly different from the Biden butt-kissing approach, something that Jen Psaki admitted to yesterday.
So there's a bit of a different tactic, a bit of a different approach, and that's probably why President Biden and not his predecessor was able to rally the world and the global community in taking steps against Russia's aggression.
Yes. The approaches were markedly different. The Trump approach kept an American enemy, Russia, from invading an American ally, Ukraine.
You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together
And they would not have done the damage that Joe Biden and his administration has done in just a very short 13 months.
The Biden approach led to a Russian invasion and the potential slaughter of thousands.
It's off limits!
Oh, well, my mistake. Guess I'll be on my way then. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Wait, that's only funny to Democrats. They roll that way. One of the laughingly weak deterrents to Vladimir Putin's invasion was the threat, not the implementation of, but the threat of sanctions. Here's Kamala Harris.
The purpose of the sanctions has always been and continues to be deterrence. But let's also recognize the unique nature of the sanctions that we have outlined. These are some of the greatest sanctions, if not the strongest, that we've ever issued.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come.
Now numbering in the thousands, these migrants, many from Honduras, Guatemala, Haiti, and El Salvador,
do not come.
Stopping for rest, days after barreling through a blockade of Mexican police and National Guard.
The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
Yeah, Joe Biden announced those sanctions yesterday. They had no teeth. They were easily defeated by communist China, a nation that could easily funnel money to their ally, Russia. And the kicker is that Joe Biden and his Democrats have fought like hell to keep our American money flowing into communist China through our supply chains.
China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. They can't even figure out how to deal with the fact that they have this great division between
my children and you shall hear
the China Sea and the mountains in the east, in the west. They can't figure out how they're going to deal with the corruption that exists within the system. They're not bad folks, but guess what? They're not a competition for us.
Trump is not the first president to say China is ripping off the United States. President Obama made similar complaints. Some have said Trump's stance is a good one to counter China's influence. Would you keep the tariffs?
No. Hey, look, who said Trump's idea is a good one? Who said Trump's idea is a good one?
Some feel that.
Some 2 or 3 people. We're going after China in the wrong way. China is stealing intellectual property. China is conditioning being able to do business in China and based on whether or not you have 51% Chinese ownership. But here's the deal. I made it real clear.
So if you scrap those tariffs, what do you want in return? Or are you just going to scrap them without any concessions?
No, here's the deal.
And you shall hear
He said that the country's traditional rivals like China and Iran favor Biden and suggested that the Democrat leader as president would go easy on the two nations. The current US president has toughened the country's stand with regard to China and Iran. He led the US into a trade war with China, and only after protracted talks did the two nations sign a Phase 1 deal. The US has also toughened its stance on Chinese territorial expansion, with Washington calling for a larger alliance against Beijing's claims in the South China Sea. Trump is also trying to put pressure on Chinese firms in the US, threatening to ban TikTok unless its parent firm sells its US assets. Trump has also pulled out of the World Health Organization, calling it pro-China over the COVID pandemic.
They're dreaming about Joe Biden. They would love to have that happen. They are dreaming about him, and so is Iran dreaming about Joe, and so are numerous other countries. They dream about it because if that happens, they'll own the United States. And China, I can tell you specifically, will own the United States. Can't let that happen.
No, here's the deal. The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact that's when things began to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change.
Then that money flows to Russia. So, in case you're keeping track at home, American money negates weak American sanctions that were supposed to deter Putin's invasion of Ukraine, but didn't. Okay, wait. Here's a good one for you. Joe Biden did all that was humanly possible to stop Putin from invading our ally and potentially sending the globe into World War III. You see, it's funny because the premise is so absurd. Only Democrat voters believe that. Because they'll believe anything, as long as there's a promise of free stuff on the end. Speaking of free stuff, here's Joe Biden at a Made in America summit yesterday.
Made in America means using products, parts, and materials, as well as minerals, right here that are in the United States of America we get. It means betting on American workers. And it takes a federal government that doesn't just give up lip service to buying America, but actually takes action.
Joe Biden pimping Made in America after his party does nothing but push our jobs and supply chains offshore. In fact, at that same event, Joe Biden featured a mining company partially owned by a communist Chinese mining conglomerate. Man, he's a comedian. This is also the same Joe Biden who used $1.2 billion of your taxpayer dollars to buy China virus test kits from the country responsible for creating the pandemic, communist China. But Biden's the authority on, Made in America. What a great joke. Democrats and their leader, Joe Biden, folks, they are like a fart in church. Sure, they're initially funny, but at the end of the day, they really do stink up the joint.
God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with Big Tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all, because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.